Tell me your name.
My name is PFC Arashada Boddie.
Okay, and what unit are you with?
I'm with Comeback Logistics Battalion 2.
Okay, and where are you stationed out of?
I'm stationed out of Camp Lejeune, North Carolina.
Okay, and what's your hometown?
My hometown is Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay, now tell me about how you got into, tell me about how you first decided to enlist in the Marine Corps. How did all that come about?
Well, I basically needed a challenge. I was getting ready for exams, getting ready to graduate from my senior year. I basically just decided I know I wasn't going to be able to pay for college or anything like that, so more of a challenge than college is the military. And I was looking at all branches. I was thinking more about the Navy because my mother wanted to be a Navy SEAL, as a matter of fact, and I always heard her talk about it. So I would basically, think like, okay, I'll probably join the Navy. But come to find out, the Navy didn't have that much of a challenge. So I was talking to this recruiter up in my school, and she was telling me about the Marine Corps. I was like, okay, I might give it a try. So I basically just wanted a big challenge in my life, something that not only I would be proud of, but my family as well.
Okay. Now, you said your mom always wanted to be a Navy SEAL, right?
Yes.
Was she in the Navy?
No, she was never in the Navy. My grandmama and granddad talked her out of it.
Really? Okay. Did anybody try to talk you out of enlisting?
My mama did at one time because she was scared about me joining during the time of war.
Okay. Now, was anybody else in your family in the military at all?
Yes, my grandfather was in the Army, and my uncle was in the Army. I had a cousin that was in the Marine Corps, but he was reserves. And I'm the only female in my family that's actually chose the Marine Corps.
Okay. Now, when did you enlist?
I actually enlisted November of 2005.
Is that when you went to Paris Island?
Yes.
Okay. And now, how was were you nervous about boot camp? I mean, they say it's the toughest,
I wasn't really nervous once I got off the bus. Once I stepped on the footprints, I was just looking like, okay, I'm here. I don't know what to do, but it's not like I'm going to show my nervousness. And then once I first started training in boot camp, that's when I started getting a little nervous and like, oh my goodness, how am I going to get out of this? But during the time of me being in boot camp, it taught me a lot. It taught me discipline, taught me self-confidence, taught me how to do things that I thought I would never do.
What was the hardest part about boot camp for you?
Running. The hardest part about boot camp for me was running.
Has running always been something that's been hard for you? Or?
Not always. I was always a hyper type person back in elementary school, middle school, and high school. But along with the running, we had a lot of other stuff to do. And I'd never been pushed that much into doing multitask things dealing with real life effects that goes on.
Okay. Let's see. Thank you. Hold on. Because normally I wouldn't ask these types of questions, but since it's a documentary, I want to make sure they get all that info if they want to use it. Let's see. Give me a second. Oh, I got one. How'd you choose warehouse clerk for your MOS?
Actually, I didn't choose warehouse clerk. I was chosen for it because I went in open contract. My recruiter actually told me that they were going to try to put me as a cook, but they changed it at the last minute, like a day before I left for boot camp. So I was like, okay, I'll go on this open contract. And me, as I wanted to be a cook because I love to cook, but me being a warehouse clerk, it also teaches me a lot of stuff dealing with numbers and different supplies that we issue out.
Now, a lot of people, for one, I wouldn't go in as, I'd be scared that I'd get some crazy, you know, infantry. That's something I could never do. You know, were you nervous at all about going an open contract?
No, I wasn't nervous about it because of the simple fact if they would put me where they need me, and if they needed me that bad, then I wouldn't mind doing it.
Awesome. Okay. Now, tell me about. Is this your first deployment?
Yes.
Okay. Now, when did you find out that you were going to deploy?
I actually found out from my old unit, CLR-27 back in June as well. I was going to deploy at TQ for a year because I volunteered for that. And then when they told me that I wasn't deploying any longer because they had everyone they needed for the deployment, I was like, well, okay. And I ended up getting switched over to CLB-2 because I still wanted to deploy. And come to find out, instead of me going for a year, it's better that I was going for 7 months because I'd rather be at home.
Awesome. Okay. So, let's see. So tell me about what you normally would do on your day, and you're stationed at Arashada, right?
Yes.
Okay. Tell me what you would normally do. Give me like a play-by-play of what your normal day would be as a warehouse clerk at Arashada.
Well, my normal day as a warehouse clerk at Arashada, wake up about 6:30, do everything I need to do in order to get ready. By 7 o'clock, we usually walk down to the warehouse, which is probably like a good 15-20 minute walk. And the basic things that we do, we have certain people for certain parts of the warehouses because we have different warehouses out there that we have to actually be a part of. So, like, we can have one for Class 2, which is the supplies inside the big warehouse that they need for, like, the office or something like that. Class 3 is, like, dealing with supplies that we need out in the field. Camis, sleeping bags, boots, all that. Class 3, we just have basically like fuels and stuff they need for like generators or something like that. And me, I'm basically just inside Class 2 giving out supplies for office things such as like pens, markers, all that good stuff.
Okay. Now, tell me about how you got involved with the Lioness Program.
Well, the first day I got out to Arashada, I asked my first sergeant, would there be a possibility that I can go on a convoy? Because me being a warehouse clerk, it's not all what it's cut out to be. It's not fun. It's just basically a boring type job. So even though we try to make it fun, but it's not. So I talked to my first sergeant. He said he'd see what we could do. And probably like a week out there, I was told that I was going to be coming out to either Haditha, Hakonia, or KV to do some searches on females. And I was like, well, where is that? It was like probably like 20 minutes away from Arashada. I was like, really? I'm like, I'll be happy to do it. And once I actually got involved with the Lioness Program, different lionesses, and how we all interact, it was pretty good to go. I mean, yeah, I have my ups and downs about it, but I kind of like it.
What day is this for you as part of the program? Or like what week, I guess?
I
mean, how many days have you been out here?
I'm not really sure because if I count days, it goes by slower. So I really don't just look at the days. I get lost in the days, as a matter of fact. I don't even know what today is.
Okay. Now, is this your first time outside the wire?
Yes, it is.
All right. So, I mean, well, you've been out here since, a few weeks, right? It's not like day one.
No, it's not day one.
Okay, so, I mean, Is it what you expected, or you haven't, you know?
No, it's not really what I expected, because the classes that we actually got really had nothing to do with what we're doing out here as lionesses. We were taught things that basically grunts should know, and we don't do what grunts do. We help them out by supporting them in searching the females out here, making sure there are not insurgents coming through to come to get what they need, or for us to help them. You know, it was basically, to me, I feel like I was kind of cheated out of it, because I was expecting having mortars go down range, gunfights, all of that. But I guess that was just a nervousness part of me, because I've never been outside the wire. But coming into Haditha, it's calm for right now. We have everything pretty much under control. But as the seasons do change, it kind of gets in a frenzy.
So, is this your first time, like, ever having to, like, search females and stuff or anybody?
Yes.
Okay. Now, give me another play-by-play of, like, how, like, you see a female coming to your TCP. Where do you go from there?
Well, the basic things that we do, our checkpoint is a basic one-man type thing, but we have 2 females down there just in case. One as a point man and one that actually does the searching. Like, if I'm doing the searching, I have my point man at least not really 1 arm's distance, but about 2.5 arms distance away. So in case I get any trouble from the female that I'm searching, she can go ahead and do the actual escalation of force, rules of engagement, all the stuff that we were taught. The main things that we do come from underneath the bunker, which is our, it's supposed to be our shield from danger. And as a female comes in, they have to go straight to the search man. And usually what we do, we tell them taptish. They usually know what to do from that, because they've been in more than once, so they get the idea of how to actually be searched. We'll greet them with some words like salam, shakumaku. They'll answer back, and then we still search. We have to basically search probably 1/2 at a time in order to make sure we don't get hurt in the process if they are an insurgent. And it's, in a way, it's best that way, because then by that time, if they have like wires or something like that, we can push them away, and then the poor man has them from then on.
What are the dangers working at a TCP out here?
The biggest danger is a suicide bomber, because we really don't know what could end up happening. So we try to keep on point every day. Each time we go to the checkpoint, we have to keep ourselves up. Instead of being complacent, it's better to keep your eyes out and open.
Now, I don't know if you've heard, but the first group, one of the groups of lionesses that came through here, I don't know if it was here specifically, but Cole Parcell, you know of her?
Yes.
You know that she was injured while, serving outside the wire as part of the Lioness Program. Does that have any effect on what goes through your head, or when you heard about it, were you more nervous about coming down here, or any kind of?
Yes, I was very, very nervous, especially when I told my husband and my family back at home, because my husband is also out here, and I worry more about him because he's in a more dangerous environment. But as of right now, I'm outside the wire and he's not. He's probably more worried than I am right now. But when I actually heard about Corporal Parcell being killed by a suicide bomber, yeah, that kind of actually made me a little bit more scared to come out here. Because of the simple fact, I've heard plenty of things about different IEDs going off. I've heard plenty of people say that, yeah, your face will be other places, and I was like, oh my God, are you serious? You want me to go out here with this? But the whole point of being a Marine is doing your job, and I was sent out here to do a specific job. So it doesn't, I started thinking about it more, it doesn't matter as long as I try to prevent that from happening.
So do you think, what do you think would happen? I mean, obviously, this is, the Lioness Program, it's kind of new, isn't it? Or it's fairly...
Yeah, it's kind of new.
Somewhat. So, I mean, why do you think, what purpose specifically do you guys serve out here? If you guys weren't out there at the checkpoints every day, what kind of stuff could happen if you guys weren't there to search the females?
Well, if we weren't there, because we've also heard that even males would dress up like females to come through just to be suicide bombers and bomb people. If we weren't there to actually check the females, it would probably be worse off. Because of the simple fact, we know for a fact that none of our males can check the females. So they'll probably just push them over to the side and have them wait until they finish checking the male. And the main reason why this program was started was to have females to come out here and check the females. If we would probably be out of a job pretty much, serving nothing out here if we didn't have a certain purpose to be out here.
Okay. I know you're talking about how you worry about your husband more than, you're worried about him more than you are yourself coming out here. What did your family think? How did you break the news to them that you were actually going to come out here, in real harm's way and, outside the wire?
Well, before I even left to come out here to Iraq, period, I told my family that I won't be going outside the wire unless they really need me. Then once I found out I was going outside the wire, I told my mom through an email. And then I had a chance to finally call her, and she told me that she got the email, and she just told me to actually be careful and take care of myself. She said, yes, she was scared, but she was also praying for me. And that's something that goes a long way with you. As the months go by, you being out here, that's something that really goes with you.
Okay. So, question is, if you were given another opportunity, because how long is the rotation?
It's usually about a month long.
Okay. Now, if you were given the chance to come back out here, would you rather do that? If you're basically, if somebody didn't force you, but you wanted to come back out here, would you do it?
Yes,
Okay.
I would.
Why would you do that?
Because of this environment. I mean, Arashada, it's a good place, but it seems like it's too relaxed. And the basic thing we'll probably get in trouble for is not wearing a glow belt. When we're out here, we're actually taking a step forward for other females in the military. And it's showing that we're the same as males. We're Marines as well. So me not wanting to come back out here, I'd probably just be thinking about myself and not others. And then another thing, yeah, we have families back at home that we're fighting for to make sure that our country stays safe.
Awesome. Good. I think that's all the questions I have. I got another question. What about all those people back home that think women shouldn't be out here, shouldn't be out, in on the front lines outside the wire, that, it should only be guys. What would you say to them? What do you think about that?
The way I think about it, seriously, if you don't know anything about it, don't say anything about it. Because of the simple fact, if you really want to be about it, join. That's the main thing that I would say. Don't sit back in your little chair back at home watching the news saying that they don't need to be out there. We're actually doing something for them. So if you feel differently, change it. Join.
Is there anything else you would like to add as far as anything you think would be important for the people to know about the Lioness Program, about what you do out here, anything you think would be important? Anything you'd like to say that you didn't get a chance to say?
I think the main thing about this Lioness Program is a chance for you to actually interact with the other females as well, especially the ones that you have to live with for that month. It teaches you growth as well. It's a good program to have even started, because we as females don't get treated the same as males. We tend to have to work twice as hard in order to get respect from a male in the Marine Corps, or as a matter of fact, in any type of military service. So it's good that we're actually coming out here doing something that's showing that we can do just about basically everything that a male can do.